Hello and welcome to another episode of the Tipped Balls podcast. I am here today with my two gorgeous co-hosts. To my right, it is the one and only Uncle Sam.
Hello.
And behind the computer, making us sound kind of shitty, wearing Crocs, one of them missing its little thing that holds it on your foot.
That's because Christopher's dog.
It is Bruce, the Tugboat Venditti.
What's going on?
Tuggernut.
Tuggernut?
Tuggernut.
Yeah,
The
sounds
Tuggernut?
like, sounds like Joseph now.
Yeah, I know. Just keep coming up with new names.
I have a list of 175, so.
So, last episode was a YouTube exclusive. We hope you guys got a chance to subscribe to us on YouTube. That was mainly a YouTube exclusive because Bruce Prush. So, we are less than 50 days away from the NFL season. We are in camp time, right?
Hey, it's start.
Some teams have already
they
reported.
announced
It's official. Camp has opened. Football is
Is on.
back. I don't know if it's back, but
engines are on.
yeah, we're prepared for takeoff.
Yeah.
now. We're prepared for takeoff. So there's going to be a shitload of news coming in. There already has been some. I can imagine throughout this week there's just going to be more. So we're going to keep you guys updated. We'll probably do 2 episodes this week because I have a strong feeling there's going to be nothing but news coming in on PUP list, on injuries, on out of shape guys, and guys who had
That's the
standouts.
biggest thing right now is how many guys are going to start this year on the PUP list. I mean, we're starting camp. We're starting camp here. A lot of these guys ain't going to be at camp.
Well, before we get into the news, we need to do a shout out here to Houston Texans rookie wide receiver John Mechie III. He was diagnosed with leukemia over the weekend and will miss his entire rookie year. Supposedly, it is the most formidable type of leukemia, easiest one to cure. I mean, obviously,
So it's treatable. That's
yes.
a great
treatable.
thing to hear.
Treatable, and he should make a full recovery. So, thoughts and prayers out to him. And we hope for a speedy recovery. Hopefully next year he will be on the field making a difference for hopefully a better Houston Texans team. But this year now, essentially, the Houston Texans are a culmination of Davis Mills, who is below average, Brendan Cooks, who
I don't
is...
agree with that.
Huh?
Davis Mills is better than below average.
So you think he's average?
I think he's
Average is somewhere in the middle. So you think he's the 16th
He's
best
a very
quarterback
good
in the league?
average.
You think he's the 16th
I think he's a good average.
Do you think he's the 16th best quarterback in the league?
We'll see. We'll see.
I guess we will. Well, I had him at, I believe, 31 on my quarterback power rankings, so I guess we'll have to agree to disagree
They've
there. but-
upgraded their offensive line, which they needed to because he's running for his life last
Nope.
year.
Oh, no, I had him at 29 on my quarterback power rankings.
I think he's a little. I think he's not that bad.
Well-
I think there's other quarterbacks out there that are worse.
We're going to talk a whole lot about those quarterback power rankings later on in the show. They were posted on our Instagram over the weekend, and I'm not going to lie, we have gotten some very mixed reviews on them, so we're going to break those down. But first, as we said at the start of the show, training camp is here. Most teams are reporting this week. Some will be reporting over the weekend. Some will start next week. But for the most part, we are in the thick of it now. What is there to watch for? Obviously, our hometown team has Hard Knocks this year. That's going to be extremely interesting to see.
Entertaining.
Entertaining.
Entertaining. I can't wait to see Dan Campbell.
I think even if you're not Detroit-based, watching that, I mean, it's going to be a look inside of a team that has the longest playoff drought in NFL history.
The most expensive offense.
Huh?
They have the most expensive offense in the NFL.
You're fucking high.
No.
You're fucking high.
Nope.
You're high.
You're high.
They have spent the most money on their offense. They're the most expensive offense in the NFL. Don't believe me? Ask Pat McAfee. Watch it on his show the other
I don't
day.
believe that.
I don't
believe
either.
that for 1 minute.
Because you have to figure the Rams alone and Cooper Kupp and Matt Stafford
Nope.
probably make
Even with the Rams, with Cooper Kupp and
How
Matthew
much
Stafford.
money is Jared Goff making this year?
30-ish.
No.
It's only 15 against the cap, but I think he's taking home around 30.
Well, right there. Kyler Murray's making 50,
46.
46. And how much
Right
does
there, baby.
Hopkins make?
What bam?
Read that to me.
Read what?
Whatever you're talking about.
I don't know, dude. I just searched who has the most expensive office.
Well,
in the NFL.
what reasoning do they have for being the most expensive? Because there's no way they could have spent the most money.
None of those guys on offense even
Can you
make
read
any
it
money.
out
They're
loud?
all
I'm
on
not going to
Ricky's
read it out loud. I
contract.
sound like an asshole when I fucking read because I can't fucking read because my brain is short.
Okay, well, then guess what? When you tune into Hard
Okay.
Knocks, according to Bruce, you will be watching the most expensive offense in the NFL, even though I couldn't name one person
But
on there outside of Ragnow and Goff
They're
making
saying,
money.
Now, this is saying that Tennessee's going to overcome that, though.
Yes, but who on the Lions offense is getting paid? Because I can't figure it out.
Beside Taylor Decker,
Ragnow? But Ragnow's not even that high up.
I don't think. I
don't know, dude. I just saw it on Pat McAfee.
Beside Taylor
And they-
Decker
it was like
and
a whole
Jared Goff,
segment on the most
none of the
expensive
receivers
offenses.
are all on rookie
They were
deals.
talking about how the Detroit Lions were the most expensive offense.
From now on,
no idea.
when you have a factoid like that you want to bring up, maybe do a little back end to make sure you know.
Maybe, but I was
no
just,
way
I was
that
just
that-
throwing it
Just
out there.
Pat McAfee smoked a J and decided to say it out loud.
Between Mike Evans, Chris Godwin,
Brady
and Tom
Fournette,
Brady,
Tristan
that's more
Wirfs.
money than probably the entire offense of fucking the Detroit Lions.
Well, we'll have to do a little bit more digging on that one. But
Anyway.
other things to watch for in camp. This one actually hurt me when I saw this. Some guys who started the year on a PUP list. And being on the PUP list before camp means you can activate it anytime. So they could come back before the season. They could come back week 1, 2, doesn't matter. But J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards are both starting
That's-
camp on the PUP list. And that's just
the Dobbins thing, I kind of figured it, but the Edwards thing, that just makes no sense.
I want so badly to see that running back tandem in action, and it just fucking sucks that these guys can't get there. Another one, David Bakhtiari. My man tore his ACL, what was it, like 500 days ago or something?
He's
And he's still starting this year
He's
on
an
the
older
PUP
guy,
list.
that's why. How old is he? 38?
No.
35?
Check David
Bakhtiari, how old
Bakhtiari
is he?
age. I think he's in his early 30s. Another big name, Tre'Davious White, starting the season on the PUP list, along with Colts linebacker Darius Leonard, Jalen Ramsey, also starting the season on
You know what,
the PUP list.
those guys there, I wouldn't worry about that. They'll be ready by the time
David
the season
Bakhtiari.
goes. What's wrong? You can't spell Bakhtiari?
I would love to see how Bruce spells Bakhtiari here, but
Is it close?
not even fucking close. Put Packers in there and hopefully it comes up.
Wow.
How old is he?
Hey, that wasn't that bad. Doesn't say, it just says when he was born.
Click on his fucking Wikipedia page, Bruce, please.
1991.
91?
30.
He's 30.
He's 30.
30, yeah. So
That's why it's taking him a while to heal. He's not 25 anymore.
But I'll just keep that highlighted.
Jalen Ramsey. I didn't even know this guy was hurt.
A lot of those guys get bumped and bruised, and he's going to start the season on the PUP list, probably because he doesn't want to go through camp.
Big one for the Lions. Romeo Okwara will start on the PUP list.
That scares me.
That scares me too.
That he's not all the way there yet.
I have an odd feeling that we might be nearing the end on him here.
Well, here's the thing. Charles Harris, I know this. They were taking odds in Vegas of him having 7 sacks this year.
Well, yeah, if
And
that
I was
happens,
thinking to myself, how is he going to get 7 sacks if he's playing behind Okwara and behind Hutchinson? So there answers your question. Maybe it wouldn't be a bad thing to take the odds and him getting on to 7 sacks for him.
hey, you
He
want
had 9 last year.
this had to be months ago. But we did a little thing on guys that you think are going to have the biggest upside in the league and guys that you think could have a breakout year. And there was a one, Bruce the Tugboat Venditti, that said Charles Harris on this show, and you endlessly ridiculed him for about 20 minutes
Listen, Charles Harris
about how
had-
stupid he
Charles
was.
Harris got lucky that there was no talent on his team to beat him out. They threw him in there because they had nobody else to put in there because of all the injuries.
Is this just the cover job for the whiff you made?
It's not a cover job.
I think it's a cover job.
I
Bruce,
don't
you
think
it's a
so.
cover
It's a
job.
fucking
Not at
cover
all.
job.
Because
a
I'm going
cover
to tell
job.
you right now, if it comes to the beginning of the year and Romeo and Julian are both out,
Which right now it's
somebody
looking
else
like
has
that.
to play that position, and it'll be him.
So yeah, we're gonna keep our eyes open for any more pup list additions. I mean, it's
Well, that was the over/under. Is he going to have over or under 7 sacks?
right,
If he plays,
right.
you know. And if Aquara starts a year on the pup list, and let's say he don't play till week 6, it's possible that this guy could have a big game.
We're gonna keep an eye out for any more pup list additions. Anything big in camp. I mean, is there anything else you're looking forward to hearing, like that you're waiting for anxiously?
Well,
I
like
think the biggest thing is probably, well, for me, is I want to just watch Jared Goff. I want to see if he has the sauce this year and if he's making throws and making passes.
Is he going to have his weapons? I mean, that's the key.
Because I was watching some footage on Twitter, and it was just every pass was either wide open and the ball wasn't coming out straight. It was wobbly as hell.
well,
So
I think it's really hard to tell, especially when you're talking about quarterbacks. I think it's really hard to tell what you're actually gonna get through camp. Like
Here's the thing, because in a couple more weeks when it opens, when camp does open, we're going to be there. And you can make your assessment of him, whether he's hitting guys or not.
I'm very excited to see how the defense is going to do this year.
that's
Right,
what
'cause you're
I'm
gonna be
more
there.
looking
Yeah.
forward to.
You're going to be there filming.
It's Jared Goff and the defense.
Yeah.
That's my biggest focus.
You're going to be there because
Why do you
he's
keep
going to
say-
be with you.
Why do you keep saying you're gonna be there?
Because
where the
he is.
fuck do you think you're gonna be?
I'm going to be at work.
No, you're not.
No,
I work for
You're
a
coming
living.
with
You guys
us.
don't.
You're coming with us.
Oh, you guys don't? Anyways. Another thing. Somebody named Jackhammer, a local reporter in the San Francisco Bay Area, said that Brandon Ayuk was extremely disappointing through minicamp. And
This year,
yes,
it just started.
minicamp.
talking about?
Minicamp.
Oh, who gives a shit about me?
In that he did not look like he was in shape or ready for the year. Something to monitor. Because I'll tell you what, Brandon Ayuk is one of those bubble guys. Brandon Ayuk is one of those guys who, if he's not in shape, doesn't have his head right, didn't take care of himself in the offseason, he's undraftable in my eyes. Period. So for fantasy purposes, this Brandon Ayuk thing is something to watch. Just saying, I don't love him to begin with, right? If somebody goes in and says, hey, Devontae Adams had a really shitty minicamp, you don't bat an eye at it. If Brandon Ayuk goes in as a shitty minicamp, it's something to monitor. So we're going to keep an eye on that one because that's not a small fantasy name. I mean, he's not a top guy, but in most
he's a number
leagues, he's
2
going to
guy.
go on a team. Absolutely.
He's a number 2.
Another thing, Leonard Fournette. So it was reported that the 220-some pound, I think 225-pound running back last year came into the facility at 260 pounds, topping Uncle Sam, which
By 10 pounds.
Yeah, but that's muscle, not
which he decided to poke
Cheeseburger.
fun at on Twitter. He posted a picture of himself looking rather thick with his face photoshopped onto a hefty suited man. What do we make of that? I think if a guy's going to make fun of himself on Twitter, one, it's probably not true.
I don't believe for 1 minute that this guy has come in totally out of shape. I just don't believe it.
I don't.
That guy, I've
Oh,
seen
dude,
him
he wants to
since
be a
came
shit
out of
brick house.
college, is a monster.
Now, do you think it's just because in the past he's, when he was in Jacksonville, he had issues with adding and losing weight in the offseason? Like, there were issues with him being in shape for camp. Is this just something that's going to come up with him every year? Or is there some factual shit behind this? I mean, we have a guy who's, fantasy-wise, this has huge fantasy ramifications. He's going late first, early second round ADP. And if he comes in at 260 fucking pounds, he's got a better chance of rolling down the field than outrunning anybody.
Well, guess what? He'll be rolling over people if he comes in at that kind of weight.
Listen, you can't, for a running back, you can't put on 30 pounds and expect to perform at an elite level.
No, you can't.
unless you're Eddie
Can't.
Lacy.
I don't buy it. This could be one of these
Smoke and
bullshit
mirrors.
stories too.
Just trying to
Smoke and
bring.
mirror story.
Trying
You
to
see that picture of him in the corner?
Yeah. Trying to stop firing the cannons, but I got news for you.
Guess
Cannons are
what?
gonna
He'll be
fire
ready
all
to
the way to
go
20
week
and 0.
1, and he'll be very well. Listen, there's no Ronald Jones there anymore.
So you're not worried about that at all?
Do you really think, in your mind, they would have let Ronald Jones walk if this guy here wasn't prepared?
I mean, Ronald Jones has been going for months. Who knows? Maybe he went on a fucking, Burger
binge?
King binge in the
Burger
last
King
2
binge?
months. I don't fuck. Maybe.
What, knowing he's got the job?
Maybe he went to the Bahamas and threw down 7 lobster
guess what? They
quesadillas a
drafted
day. I don't
running
fucking
back
know.
too. So
I know.
Guess what? I wouldn't worry about that.
I would say that's something to keep a little bit of an eye on because I'm not all
Smoke and mirrors.
I'm not all that big of a believer in it either. Alvin Kamara, his court date is set for next week, August 1st, with his assault and battery charges in Las Vegas that he picked up during the offseason. Or when was that?
How many charges?
Super
are
Bowl
against him
weekend.
right now?
It was Super
It
Bowl
was
weekend.
I know he has more than one charge. What is it, like 4?
it was the Pro Bowl.
It was the Pro Bowl.
the
Yeah,
Pro
yeah, yeah.
Bowl.
I'm not sure exactly what the charges are. I'm not sure how many counts.
It was assault and battery to great bodily harm.
I don't know.
It is. He could be in some deep shit.
Regardless, the NFL came out and said that they're monitoring the situation, and there's no timetable on any potential disciplinary actions. So, I mean, if the court proceedings start on August 1st and the season starts first week in September, we might be in a situation where there's no decision made to start week 1, and this could be something that carries into the year and have him possibly missing time more towards the middle of the season.
Well, they did sign Mark Ingram again.
They did.
So I think the team itself will be fine. Losing a talent like Kamara is hard. You don't like to lose that. But I you know what? It's all a distraction. Let him get his shit done and over with. Judge him and just get it over with.
Well, what about
if
fantasy-wise?
we thought the Saints were going to be something great.
No, the Saints are going to be trash anyways.
Well,
But what do you think fantasy-wise? Is Alvin Kamara
fantasy-wise,
undraftable at this
I'm gonna
point?
be honest with you, dude. I think he would drop right in where he normally does. If it's a PPR league, if it's a regular league, he's not going to go till later anyway.
Well, yes, but does the thought, I mean,
is a solid backup later on in the draft.
say week 3 or 4 he gets suspended for
Well,
6
he's going to
games.
get suspended. We know he's going to get suspended. It's just
Well, we don't.
how long.
If they don't find if the court proceedings don't find him of any wrongdoing.
Well, he already violated the code of conduct
hate
with doing what he
Yes,
did.
I hate when he
the
says
code
that,
of
too.
conduct.
Well, that's what the NFL code of conduct.
Yes, but
What
if,
do you call it?
then why, if that's the case, then why does the NFL wait for any sort of court proceedings?
Well, because they're waiting for the legal proceedings to go through before they make their judgment.
Well,
He's going to get suspended, yes.
okay, so you'd still draft him if he's going to miss 6 weeks.
I mean, if you want to draft him late, draft him late.
Well,
I wouldn't draft
his
him within the-
ADP's in the is.
I wouldn't
As
draft
a
him with
bench
my first
player
fucking
late in the
4
draft,
picks.
maybe.
His ADP is round 3-4.
Yeah, I wouldn't draft him until after that. But
And if anything, his
if
draft
he's there.
stock over the
Well,
years
somebody's
has
going to
just
get
gone
stuck with
down.
because somebody's going to go auto draft.
Look for him to drop because I think there's a chance that if they don't really convict him of anything, he might miss a game or 2. So
Yeah.
I would that's another situation to definitely
Please
monitor.
take that picture off there.
No, it's gonna stay there.
Take that fucking
You're gonna
picture
sit
off
there and
That ring
stare
is
at Matthew
stupid and so
Stafford
is he.
with his Super Bowl ring on.
That ring
for
is
the
stupid
next
and so is he.
hour.
So, couple things.
Nothing you
The
can do
Rams
about it.
got their Super Bowl rings. You are wrong. The rings are absolutely fucking incredible.
I think it's
Are-
stupid.
Wait, where's it at?
Why do you
That's
think
not a
it's
Super
stupid?
Bowl ring.
How is that not a Super Bowl?
What
It
do
just
you
doesn't
mean?
look like a Super Bowl ring. Looks like somebody did, put a $50 on a fucking ring and gave it to him.
Oh,
It's
I'm
ugly.
gonna leave that one up there for.
Anyways, the ring comes apart. There's an exact replica of SoFi Stadium inside of the ring.
That's even.
Buccaneers started that last year. They did the same thing with Raymond James, having the stadium carved into the ring. On the top half that comes off, there's
Yeah,
a
but
piece
that
of-
ring didn't look that bad. That ring's actually nice.
There's nothing. This might be the best looking Super Bowl ring.
I don't like it at all.
That's
Like I just said, it looks like something Elvis
that's
would
clean,
wear.
dude. That is.
That
clean
is
as
Looks like
fuck.
something Elvis would
Yeah,
pass
that
out
is-
to the girls.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
You know what's more gorgeous though? Right there.
Matt Stafford officially is on Instagram now and posted his first picture over the weekend. After getting his Super Bowl ring, he posted a picture of him with his hand over his chest, sporting the new ring, and his wife cut out of the picture. So
She clapped back.
He posted a picture of him cut out, which old playful banter never hurt anybody. But yeah.
Well, you already know she's running that Instagram account anyway. There's no way he's running it.
No,
What are you trying to say? He's not smart enough to do it?
He doesn't fuck around like that, dude.
Anyway.
He doesn't give a fuck about social media.
Listen, he's beat and so is she.
I mean, all he has to do is click post.
I mean, yeah, but
Anyways,
He's beat.
that is going to be the only picture on his Instagram for the next year.
yeah, you're probably right. I wanted to see if you thought anything into this. Raheem Mostert, the running back for the Miami Dolphins, was cleared this week to begin practicing. Now, I was a big Mostert guy before he got hurt. Obviously, his time in San Francisco ended due to injury for the most part, and Elijah Mitchell, who I want to talk about next. But that Miami running back room is pretty crowded right now. You have Myles
I don't
Gaskin,
think so.
Chase
With the hit-
Edmonds, Sonny
with the hit-
Michel.
With the history of their injuries, I don't think it is crowded.
No, you think they're just going to let the soldiers fall one by one?
I think you play the hot hand.
So
Play the hot
realistically,
hand.
who could you
Whoever's
see?
healthy, you play.
Who's going to be the starter week 1 in Miami at running back? I mean, that's a tough one to draft.
Who has it been for the past 3 years over there?
Gaskin.
Huh?
I say to play Gaskin.
Gaskin.
Yeah.
It's his job to lose.
I don't think it is, to be
But
honest.
if you got Mostert and you plug him in, Mostert is a monster when he's healthy.
I think you got to go Chase Edmonds. Chase
Possibly.
Edmonds is a good running
He's more
back,
of a third down guy.
but I think he's going to get a majority of the workload, especially in that offense. He can catch the ball. He's got explosive big play ability.
Gaskin's kind of the same guy.
I know, but
They're both the same.
if they were completely sold on Myles Gaskin, why do you go out and bring in 3 new guys?
Keep him healthy.
Because they need guys that can run in between the tackles there, and they don't have it. That's why they signed Mostert.
Well, yeah, but
Mostert's more of an.
I don't think Mostert's an every
between the
down
tackles.
guy anymore. I don't think Sonny Michel is. So realistically, you have a 2-man
No,
race.
ain't that, he's not that old, man.
Yeah.
I just can't believe.
Why does nobody want
I
him?
can't believe how many teams have given up on this guy.
Well, you got to figure the Rams have Henderson and Cam Akers. They didn't really need.
I get
Sonny
that. They
Michel,
signed
you know?
him just because of the injury.
Right. So that's another thing.
Is
to keep an
Cam
eye out
Akers
for.
going to play the entire season?
I don't have a doubt that Cam Akers will make it.
And you know how Bill Belichick is.
I mean, I hope
he just
he
keeps
does.
drafting guys and plugging them in.
Yeah,
So it doesn't matter.
burn him out, dump him.
Look at the guy that he's got. I mean, look at the guy that they have right now. I mean, you can't deny the fact that they didn't miss a lick by trading Michelle and getting draft pick over the guy they drafted that could handle it and played real well last year.
Okay. So we posted our quarterback power rankings on our Instagram over the weekend. And let me tell you, our fans and followers on Instagram had a lot of issues with some of our rankings. So I want to talk about some of the most ridiculous ones that I heard because, again, everybody's always going to have something to say, but
Because it has to do with, who your favorite quarterback is.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So we got one Cowboy Slap who came in and told me that Dak Prescott at 13 is way too low and Josh Allen at 2 was way too high. And this one really boggled my mind for a minute because I thought, were there some on there that were unfair due to bias or due to how I think their team's going to be this year? Or I really looked at their offense and hated it? Absolutely. And we'll get into those. But I thought Dak Prescott at 13 was as spot on as it got. And Josh Allen, there's more people making an argument for him to be 1 than anybody else. They said he was too low at 2. But this guy's reason was that Dak Prescott statistically had a better year than Josh Allen. And I was sitting there in my bed thinking, there's no way. He just didn't, right? There's no way. Dak Prescott, where is this guy getting this from? And I went through and I looked, and there's a 7-game stretch, 5 out of 7 games towards the end of the year where Dak Prescott played pretty atrocious, right? But if you look at the full years with the stat lines, okay? Let's start with completion percentage. Completion percentage, my bad. Josh Allen, 63.3. Dak Prescott, 68.8. Passing yards. Josh Allen, 4,407. Dak Prescott, 4,449. Touchdowns, Josh Allen, 36. Dak Prescott, 37. Quarterback rating, Josh Allen, 92.2. Dak Prescott, 104.2. Interceptions, Josh Allen, 15. Dak Prescott, 10.
So statistically,
They're about even statistically.
No. Statistically, Dak Prescott had a better year than Josh Allen.
on paper.
Yeah.
On paper.
Yes.
Okay.
If
can
you
I
look at
can
the
I add
numbers.
this in about that comment?
Absolutely.
Statistically, they were about even. They
No.
were about even.
Yeah, okay, about even. But
Numbers wise, they were about even.
No, well,
Here's the thing.
Josh Allen had
Josh
5
Allen
more
wasn't fucking throwing garbage time yards. His team went to the fucking AFC Championship game. Fucking the Cowboys got bounced.
I will agree with you, 1,000%. But nobody expects Dak Prescott or the Cowboys to perform in the playoffs ever. The Cowboys in the playoffs is like fucking spaghetti with tuna fish.
Listen, they haven't
dude.
been good since Michael Irvin left.
Exactly.
Okay?
So
Try go any further.
nobody's
with that.
expecting anything.
The problem with the post is about who we think going into this season who is going to have a better year. And in my biggest thing is
Oh, my
losing
biggest-
Amari Cooper for Dak is a big
That's a big
That is a
loss.
big
for Dak
step
Prescott.
back.
I agree.
Big loss for Dak
going into
Prescott.
this year.
But here's the thing. Even with Amari Cooper there was a, like he said, a 5-game stretch there where that guy wasn't even looking for Amari Cooper anymore.
That's true.
So he got to the point, there was some obviously shit going down there that happens inside there that nobody speaks about, obviously. Now, I am not a Dak Prescott guy. I think he's the most inconsistent guy I've ever seen. He could throw 500 yards one week and throw 127 yards the next week. He's inconsistent. He's not a good leader. That's my opinion. And guess what? He won't win shit.
No, I don't think he's a good leader either. I think he's all about himself.
No.
Yeah.
Listen, guys like that, to me, don't win shit. Don't win anything.
They haven't.
Because
so-
guess what? It's about being humble. It ain't about what you have and who you are and what your numbers are. It ain't about that. Because if it was
Well,
about
unfortunately, yes. Fantasy football is about numbers.
that's true.
Power
I get
rankings
that.
are about numbers. It's not about how
Correct.
humble you are. Period. Nobody gives a
what I'm
fuck how
saying
humble
is,
you
as
are
far as
when
you
you're in
being-
last place.
He's talking about for the team, though.
I'm talking about
team
being
to actually-
successful for the team to do well. If you're coming in with that kind of fucking mindset, you're not going to win shit.
Okay, well, I am talking about who the best quarterbacks in the NFL are. I don't.
Well, I don't deny that.
Dak Prescott is too low at 13.
No, he's not.
I am willing to admit it. I am willing to admit that I put Dak Prescott too low at 13. And another thing I am willing to admit is I put Josh Allen too high at number 2.
Really?
Realistically, and again, this will change, but if you go by the numbers, and you,
Yeah, but the numbers were for the last year.
I'm aware.
It's not for the upcoming year.
Do you think Josh Allen statistically will have a better year this year than last?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think Aaron Rodgers statistically will have a worse year than last year?
No, I don't.
Okay, so then realistically, Rodgers' numbers were better this year than Allen. So if you think Rodgers won't have a worse year than Allen, he should be in second.
Well, I have him in first, but that's my opinion.
Well, okay. It is not for me. I am sorry. Until I see the Buccaneers at 3-3, Tom Brady is, if we're talking based on power rankings, based on the quarterback that is going to put up numbers, go out there, and the team is going to win the game. Brady is number 1. Again, we talked about it last week.
you
There's
can't
nobody we'd
argue.
rather give the ball to in the last 2 minutes. There's nobody we'd rather have a road playoff game.
And you really can't argue it.
You can't.
Every year he's consistent.
We have
great.
consistently seen
So
if he is in the Tampa Bay uniform, they will win the division. They will most likely be in the NFC Championship game, and most likely they'll be in the Super Bowl. Period. Okay?
You need to put your Tom Brady hate in your pocket.
Can you bring up the first one?
Did I say anything, dumbass?
Oh, you were yawning.
Shut the
over there.
fuck up.
Okay.
What do you want me to bring up?
I want you to bring up the top 5. Either way, it was Brady 1, Allen 2, Rodgers 3, Mahomes 4, Herbert 5.
That was yours.
That was mine.
Correct.
Okay? I'm sticking by Brady at 1. Realistically, I do not think Aaron Rodgers is going to have a year.
I think he's going to have a better year than last year.
You're out of your
I just do.
mind.
Listen,
what kind?
without
How?
Adams there,
way.
it's going to force him to look other places.
But guess
That's
what?
a good thing, not a bad.
Hold on. You can look as many places as you want.
It's a good thing,
right?
not a bad thing.
If you're looking for somewhere to go on vacation and you have consistently every year gone to the fucking Maldives, yeah, it's great to look at Key West. But guess what? Key West isn't going to be
what
like.
I'm saying. It's going to make him more well-rounded. Other guys are going to be open. It's just going to make him better.
Okay. How is
It's sort of like Matt Stafford with Calvin Johnson.
Right.
When Calvin Johnson was forced to retire, because that's what happened, he actually had to look to other places.
When did Matt Stafford have his best statistical year?
Well, obviously with Calvin Johnson.
So what makes you think Aaron Rodgers, now that he lost the best receiver in the NFL, is going to have a better statistical year?
This. Well, because when you throw to almost 2,000 yards to one guy, obviously your stats are going to be fucking overblown. Obviously.
I mean, not a single team was able to really lock that down.
So
I'm
what
sorry?
you're saying?
What I'm trying to say is this:
Is
how many different guys? How many different guys? When you got a guy, I'm going to give you a thing here. The guy that you can't stand. Carson Wentz.
Oh, my God.
Carson Wentz had a tendency to throw to 6, 7 different receivers. His numbers were very good.
And he got ran out of 2 teams already.
Well, when Carson Wentz relies on one guy, he shits the bed.
No.
He does.
Carson Wentz is not a good quarterback, period.
But
He's
what I'm
not
saying,
good.
when you spread the ball around, your numbers are going to be better than if you're keying on one guy.
The year Philly won the Super Bowl, if Carson Wentz wouldn't have got hurt, would they have won it?
Probably not.
Bingo. So a backup came in and won the Super Bowl because Carson Wentz isn't fucking man enough to do it. Because Carson Wentz, as a human being, is a little fucking and guess what? Doesn't have the fucking sauce. And I will stand by that forever.
Anyway.
Carson Wentz is
all I'm trying to say is this. When you spread the ball around, you become a better quarterback.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Is Aaron Rodgers going to have a better statistical year than last year?
Yes, I believe so.
You just contradicted the absolute fuck out of yourself.
No, I didn't.
Because
you could try to dig your little psychobabble bullshit with me. I tell you right now, his numbers will be better this year than last year.
Okay.
Better.
But you do realize the full 360 you just went in.
No, I didn't try to go
I said, Matt Stafford's best year was when he had Calvin Johnson. Tom Brady's best year was when he had Randy Moss. Aaron Rodgers'
that was a long time ago.
Aaron Rodgers' best years have been with Devontae Adams. So now you think you take Devontae Adams off the team.
I think if you take him away, it forces you to become a better quarterback. I think he'll be better for it.
You could put Jesus Christ on the field.
Okay.
With Marquez Valdez-Scantling and Alan Lazard, and he's still not going to have a better statistical year. And the ghost of Randall Cobb. How can you actually rationalize that?
I think he'll have a better year this year.
Statistically.
Absolutely.
Well, we need to clip this and save it.
Yeah.
And I want a notification to come up
right
week
in your
17.
ass, Bruce.
So when Aaron Rodgers throws for 3,600 yards and 29 touchdowns this year, we can revisit
You'll
this.
see. When he wins
See
another
what that
MVP,
one person's argument was?
Guess what?
He'll win another MVP this
If
year.
Aaron Rodgers wins an MVP this year,
And
Aaron Rodgers wins an MVP this year, I'll get my eyebrow
Aaron
pierced.
Rodgers did it without Devontae Adams.
If Aaron Rodgers wins MVP this year, I'll go get my eyebrow pierced.
Your eyebrow pierced? Whatever, dude. Better yet, I'll do it for you.
Perfect.
How about that?
Done deal.
I'll do it right down here.
Done deal.
No anesthetic, no
Done deal.
nothing.
When did you get so high on Aaron Rodgers?
I'm
curious.
telling you, Aaron Rodgers is
Yeah,
the best
what?
quarterback in the league.
Yeah, when?
He's the best quarterback in the league.
Well,
Yes. Why are you guys denying that?
He hasn't won anything.
you guys heard it here
It
first.
doesn't. He's.
And I hate
every-
people saying, "Oh, he won MVP." Okay,
every
that's
single-
biased opinion.
every single
and he
fantasy-
hasn't won shit since 2011. So I don't
Every
wanna
single
fucking hear
fantasy
it.
expert who has him going quarterback like 12, 13, because they know numbers-wise he's going to have a monster drop-off because he no longer has a number one. His best receiver is a number 3 guy anywhere else. They're all wrong. Aaron Rodgers is going to throw for 5,050 this year. So, moving on. Mac Jones.
You had him way too low.
Where was Mac Jones on my list?
You had Mac Jones too low.
Yeah,
I got Mac Jones at 20.
20.
That's low.
Okay.
That's low. You think Mac Jones is as good as Kirk Cousins?
In my opinion, he's right behind Derek Carr.
Yeah, come on, dude.
So you'd put Mac Jones above Deshaun Watson, Dak Prescott, who had a better statistical
As of
year
right
than
now,
Yeah,
as
Jalen
of right
Hurts,
now,
Ryan Tannehill, Matt Ryan.
I'd put Mac Jones in front of Ryan Tannehill.
How do you figure?
I think Mac Jones is a better quarterback than Ryan.
I'd put him in front of.
I
Is he
don't
a better
think
quarterback
Tannehill's
than
that
Matt
good.
Ryan?
Huh?
Is he a better quarterback than Matt Ryan?
At this point, probably.
Is he a better quarterback than Kirk Cousins?
Probably.
Well,
He's a
we
better
know
quarterback
where
than
Matt
Tua.
Ryan's going.
We know where Matt Ryan is. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
Mac
you know
Jones
where
has
Kirk
only got
Cousins
up.
is. You know what Kirk Cousins is.
Stop.
Why?
Hold on. He just said Mac Jones is only going up.
What does that mean?
Elaborate.
Elaborate. I mean, we saw the year he had last year, which was a good year.
Mhm.
And I think he's going to have a better year this year.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What we saw last year in his rookie year.
Yeah.
You like him better than Trevor Lawrence this year?
Oh, I have him one spot below Trevor Lawrence this year.
So you like Trevor Lawrence better than him?
I do.
Okay. Okay.
Mac
And
Jones.
of course you got Tua in there.
Correct.
Is that because of the Hill signing?
Well, let's start with you. Let's start. I got a lot of hate on the Mac Jones thing, and I can
That's because you're a
rationalize. it.
diehard New England guy, and you're shitting on your guy here.
Well,
you were supposedly a diehard New
hold
England
on.
guy.
I am
but
a
you jumped
diehard New
ship.
England guy.
You jumped ship and went to Tampa.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I have expectations for the New England Patriots, and when New
Yes.
England Patriots don't meet my expectations, I judge them like a disappointed parent.
But your expectations are coming from the greatest quarterback to
They're
touch
not.
the field.
They're not. My expectations are coming from we were here, then we digressed to here, regressed to here, and now we're still here. Okay?
It's been a year.
What does that mean? You sound like Kamala Harris. What does that mean?
The Patriots were the best team in football.
Okay.
Then they decided Cam Newton was the answer at quarterback and regressed down to nothing.
Oh,
And then last
okay.
year,
okay.
and then last year, got a little bit better, made the playoffs, got ass raped, and did nothing in the offseason. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable.
What do you mean they did nothing in the offseason?
What did the Patriots do to revolutionize the team this offseason?
What do you mean?
Do they ever
draft
really
well every
do
year?
anything?
They drafted
to
some guy
revolutionize?
that Sean McVay wanted to take at 96.
Yeah,
Next.
I don't give a fuck what Sean McVay says or thinks.
Great. They got another offensive lineman.
They needed it.
Okay.
They needed a guy in the rotation.
Who's their biggest offensive weapon right now?
As of right now,
Uh-huh.
I'd say Hunter Henry.
Yeah.
I
Great.
think Hunter Henry had an outstanding year, and nobody even talks about.
So a guy who has 2 ACL repairs and was
Dude, who's
somebody
had more
nobody else
ACL repairs
wanted.
than Rob Gronkowski.
I'm
Are we
aware,
going
but
there right now?
Hunter Henry can't hold Gronk's jock strap,
Oh, God.
and that's been reflected year after year. But if Hunter Henry's your number one weapon on offense,
Oh, but as you would say,
That's
you have
an
Tom
issue.
Brady throwing to him.
what?
What?
He doesn't have Tom Brady throwing to him. That's the
I
whole
just
thing.
said that.
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones is really good.
No, Mac Jones.
At this
is-
point in their careers, I think Mac Jones is better than Tom Brady.
we're going to make a mockery of the show now. That's what we're here to do. We're
Hey,
just here to make a
Mac
mockery.
Jones, Tom Brady, man.
His numbers are better.
MAC.
Look at Mac
TOM.
Jones' numbers his first year. Look at Tom Brady's. His numbers are better.
Well, then that means Mac Jones needs to win a Super Bowl this year.
Well, didn't Tom
Possibly,
Brady
yeah.
only come in at the end of the year?
Sorry?
First year?
Came in when Drew Bledsoe went out
Yeah, wasn't that the end of the year?
and won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, of course, his numbers are going to be better.
But unfortunately for any
Well, it doesn't matter
Mac
because
Jones' numbers are
Mac
better.
Jones didn't start for to get. He was playing behind Cam Newton,
Right.
if you remember.
Well, yeah.
He replaced Newton.
But he
So,
didn't touch the
The
field
ghost
until
of Cam Newton.
Mac Jones' expectations for this year then is Super Bowl.
My expectations for him is to win the division.
Okay. Well, that's not going to happen. That's a
Well,
guarantee.
not necessarily. You
no,
never know.
That's a guarantee.
You never know.
No. It's a guarantee
You
that
never
Buffalo
know.
wins the division.
You never
Buffalo
know.
would have
Nothing's
to
a
implode
guarantee.
from the inside out.
Nothing's a guarantee.
When when they play the Patriots in December in Buffalo, and Vaughn Miller has his ball bag in Mac Jones' mouth 6 times, again, we'll revisit this conversation. Patriots did
we'll
nothing to get
revisit
any
this
better.
conversation when New England, when they sitting there at home and they bring Buffalo there and they win another game at home, just like they did last year.
Part of what I did here, I factored in my quarterback power rankings, was going by how good your offense is. Jacksonville has a better offense. Miami has a better offense. Minnesota has a better offense. The Colts have a better offense. The Titans have a better offense. Philly has a better offense. Every team on that list has a better offense than the New England
You
Patriots.
think Dallas has a better offense?
Absolutely. Take CeeDee Lamb and
I don't agree with that.
give CeeDee Lamb to Mac Jones. Then we can have a conversation. Kendrick
He
Bourne
doesn't-
is his number one fucking
I
receiver,
love
dude.
Kendrick Bourne.
Kendrick Bourne's is a
I'm drafting
third
Kendrick
or fourth
Bourne this
string
year.
guy anywhere else.
I'm drafting Mac Jones as my quarterback this year in fantasy. Watch.
Good.
You'll see. You'll see. When my man throws 45 touchdowns this year, you'll see.
If Mac Jones throws
Hey,
45
well,
touchdowns this year,
don't
I will
forget,
do a
he's-
public
he's
castration
got that big
of
receiver,
myself.
I'm
Devontae
getting
Parker.
sleeper,
Hey,
baby. Lamar.
Devontae Parker.
Take
Hey,
my word.
hold on. I got a deal for you. If you draft Devontae Parker and play him every week, I'll waive your buy-in.
Okay.
Done deal?
Yes, I'll play him every week.
That was easy.
Why are you laughing?
Every week. Every week.
It's worth $250. I'll do it.
Well, we got one team out of contention already, so.
Yeah, whatever.
No, just trade him Dak Prescott at the end of the year too.
Well, that's what he'll do.
Fuck you.
He'll
Bruce.
take
I'll never take
Mac Jones.
I wouldn't take Dak Prescott if listen to me, and you can mark my words on this. I would take Baker Mayfield before Dak Prescott.
Here
Baker Mayfield.
You want to know what?
Before Dak Prescott.
This is what he's going to do, and he'll try and blame it on me at the end of the year, but I won't let it happen. He'll draft Mac Jones as his quarterback.
He's going to be my quarterback.
I'm going to take Mac Jones.
At the 14th pick. Hey,
in the
in
fourth
round
round,
14, I'm going to take Mac Jones.
he'll take Mac Jones, and then he'll get sick and tired of Mac Jones throwing for 189 and 2 touchdowns every week because that's all he'll do because they don't have enough weapons. And the Patriots will
I don't believe
Patriots
that.
will be, 5-6 wins
don't believe
in,
that at all.
and he'll panic because his team will
You'll see.
just be good enough to make the playoffs, but he knows they won't get there. And then he'll come to me and want to trade for Kyler Murray or a Derek Carr or whoever's sitting on my bench. And I'm going to remind him of this about when he thought Mac Jones was the second coming of Christ after he averages 210 yards and 2 touchdowns a game because that's all he's good for.
God bless Mac Jones.
Okay? You can't look at me here and tell me
I'm drafting Mac Jones in
that
round 14.
you can't. That's fine, but you can't look at here and tell me out of all the teams on that list,
Yeah.
the Patriots' offense is better than whose?
Oh, I think the Patriots' offense is better than Jacksonville's.
With Travis Etienne, with Trevor Lawrence, who you love, who you took as your fantasy
like him.
quarterback last year.
I like him.
Right.
I said I like him. Yes.
Do we need to go back through all of Jacksonville's receivers?
I think, and I'm not going to bullshit you. I like the Patriots' offense better than Jacksonville's.
Okay.
I think they're more consistent.
Who else?
I like them better than Miami's. I think they're more consistent.
You can't justify that.
Yeah, I just
Can't
did.
justify. How?
I just told you. I
mean,
I believe their
minus Tua.
offense is more consistent than these other guys.
So you take Kendrick Bourne and Devontae Parker over Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, is what you're telling me.
Would I do that in a stupid, silly way, I think New England is better than they are. All around team, I think New England is better than Miami. Okay. Miami still has a lot of question marks on defense.
I'm not talking about defense. Not talking about defense. I agree with you. Patriots defense is better than Miami's.
Absolutely.
Offensive. I'm not talking about defense.
Everybody forgets the first 7 games of the year that fucking New England's defense was ranked number one in the NFL.
Okay.
8 games, 9 games in.
And then hold on. And then Miami came in and smacked Mac Jones and the Patriots defense in the mouth to start their 9-game win streak. So tell me how Miami's offense isn't better than New England.
I just don't think they're better. I don't think they're a better team than New England.
Definitely
think you do realize the credibility's lost when you say shit like that.
There's definitely more holes in the Patriots offense than
I said the Patriots offense better than Miami's. Point blank. I'm not talking about record. I'm not talking about defense.
I think the Patriots running game is better than Miami's.
Is the Patriots offense better than Miami's?
Take the quarterbacks out of the equation.
Is Mike Gesicki better than Hunter Henry?
They're about the same.
Is Tyreek Hill better than Kendrick Bourne?
Oh, yes.
Is Jalen Waddle better than Devontae Parker?
Is he better than Parker? I don't know. Is he better than who's the other kid they got that led them in receiving last year?
Cricket.
No, I can't remember his name. I'm
N'Keal Harry. Thank God they finally.
Not N'Keal Harry.
They finally got rid of that fucking lump of ass cancer.
Jacoby Myers is as good as Waddle.
You are fucking. I cannot wait.
Whatever.
People are going to absolutely shred us.
Pull up Jacoby Myers and Waddle.
Go ahead. Go back to the comparison thing that we were on. But that was just Miami and Jacksonville. Okay. So you want to say move Mac Jones from 20 to 18? I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll put him in front of that.
I would
Waddle?
do that. Absolutely.
That's what I'm looking up.
You're looking up Waddle versus Jacoby Myers. So just type in Jalen Waddle stats 2021 season. Go to that same website we were just on. Go down to compare. Type in Jacoby Myers. Do it that way.
The fuck? Does he got to tell you how to do it?
So, but you'll concede to me that second row is better.
I don't concede anything.
No. Would you take Kirk Cousins or Mac Jones?
That's tough. I would probably take who's going to put up more numbers. Probably Cousins because he has better receivers.
So you think Mac Jones is the 18th best quarterback in football?
How do you spell Jacoby? Is it just
Jakobi?
What the fucking living shit? Dude, you are dumb as fuck.
Are you kidding me? I spelled it as the 15 other Jacobys in the NFL is spelled.
Just get rid of it and put Meyers. It'll come up. Okay. Meyer.
ER?
There, right there. Stop. Click him. 2021, compare. So, hold on.
Did you come at me like that again?
Like what?
Saying I literally spelled it how you would literally spell it. It's not my fault I didn't know there was a K.
Hold on. You said Jacoby Myers is better than Jalen Waddle.
I said their numbers are probably compatible.
Well, Jalen Waddle had 6 receiving touchdowns to Jacoby Myers 2, and 1,015 yards to Jacoby Myers 885.
Who had 885?
Jacoby Myers.
Jacoby Myers?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he led the team in receiving.
He didn't get the touchdown fucking thing because Henry had a shit ton of them.
He was their best receiver.
Whatever, dude. Whatever. I'll go with the Patriots. You're a Patriot hater. You're a bandwagon jumper. Because New England. Now all I got to fucking hear is Tampa.
I'll admit that I'm a Tom Brady.
Whatever, dude.
Patriots.
Whatever, dude. You're a bandwagoner, just like the rest of these assholes.
I'm a realist. They're average at best.
State. I'm a Golden State fan. Nobody fucking likes Golden State.
I'm not a Golden State guy.
30 years, nobody liked Golden State.
I'm not. What are you talking about?
Since Chris Mullins was there.
Listen, the Patriots roster is garbage. It's easy to figure out.
Listen to me. I like the Patriots.
No, you don't like the Patriots. Actually,
win every
you're
year.
The bandwagon fan.
Here's the thing.
You want to know what you
like
are?
the Patriots because they let Tom Brady
Ricochet.
go.
That has nothing. I'm glad they did. I'm glad the Patriots let Tom Brady go because Bill Belichick's holding people back. And you know what
That's
you are?
bullshit.
You will continually, until he fucking dies on the field, give Bill Belichick a lap dance before every season and praise him and grind on him.
He's
because
the best coach in the NFL.
he was the best
Bar
coach
none.
in the NFL.
Bar none.
And his time is
Still.
up, and his team will suffer, and the organization will be nothing until he steps away because he's archaic and he doesn't know how to seek out
Archaic?
talent.
Yeah,
Especially if Patricia is taking the coaching
Yeah,
job.
there you
next
go.
year.
Oh, hold on. Thank you for reminding me. The Patriots offense and Mac Jones are going to finish top 20 with, what did you say he was? I wish I could remember. You clumpy bastard or whatever it was, with the clumpy bastard calling the offense. Good. I like to see
We
how that
already
works
know
out
he's
for
not
him.
calling the offense.
Hey,
He is.
you guys could fight.
They
You'll-
said
you'll
he
just
was.
both put on that stroller so that your right leg is.
You keep talking
Is
shit.
that- is
I'll
that
knock
your
you
left
the
leg
fuck
or your
out,
right
you
leg?
Little
He likes
Shitbag.
Matt Patricia calling Mac Jones'
Shitbag.
offense better than Tua, who finished
Guys all
9-0 last year and got one of the best receivers in football. But yeah, that's why Mac Jones is so low. Moving on.
We'll see when the Patriots win fucking 10 games.
What are your expectations for Daniel Jones, Drew Lock? Going back, if your expectation as a Patriots fan is to win 10 games and get bounced in the first round of the playoffs,
I don't
you need to
care. They'll win 10
reevaluate.
games.
That's fine,
Win 10
but they'll
games.
get bounced in the first round of the playoffs.
We'll see.
They're like the Cowboys.
We'll see.
Like the Cowboys. Win 10 games and then lose the first round every year. Expectations for Daniel Jones, Drew Lock, and Kenny Pickett this year. So I put Kenny Pickett above Daniel Jones and Drew Lock. My reason being for that. Daniel Jones is the bare minimum for what a starting quarterback in the NFL can be. The absolute bottom of the fucking barrel. If Kenny Pickett doesn't go out and have a better year than Daniel Jones,
Kenny Pickett's not even starting.
correct. After week 6, let's say he's starting by week 6, and I think that's realistic. By week 6, 7, if Kenny Pickett doesn't come out and finish the year and put up better numbers than Daniel Jones does in the same time span, then Pittsburgh has a whiff on their hands. Truly, that's how I feel. Daniel Jones is the absolute bar minimum for what an NFL starting quarterback can be. Drew Lock, the offense, the coaching, the team is in such shambles. I'd have him at 32, and that's just because they're going to be so fucking piss poor atrocious that I wish I could put him higher. My expectations for him are a little bit higher, and I think talent-wise, he could beat out Daniel Jones or Kenny Pickett or Davis Mills. But the team's going to be so fucking atrocious and that I don't think you're going to see anything out of him that justifies him being any higher than 32. That's my reasoning on that. So for Kenny Pickett, I think by the middle of the year, we'll be having a conversation for him to be a little higher than he is. For Daniel Jones, I think this is realistically his last year as a starter in the NFL. This is it for him. And for Drew Lock, unfortunately, he's a victim of his situation. If he's in Denver, I don't think he's
Is he even
32.
going to be able to beat out fucking
Geno Smith?
Geno Smith?
I would
for the
have
job?
to. I would have to
I
go out.
mean-
I went on the expectation that he will
Yeah,
beat out Geno Smith.
I agree.
That's like Trey Lance. I went out on the expectation that Jimmy Garoppolo will end up being somewhere else or won't be
Well,
dressing
you
for the
never know.
49ers.
Garoppolo might wind up in New York.
I don't know why
You don't
everybody
know.
has such a hard on for Trey Lance. I don't think.
I don't have a hard on
Listen
for
to me.
Trey Lance.
I think you could
Obviously,
switch Zach Wilson. to
How
Trey
many
Lance,
people
to be
have really
honest.
watched Trey Lance play? In a couple of games that you've seen him in, okay? In a couple of games that you've seen him in, what was your big takeaway from Trey Lance?
Okay.
He's okay.
I would disagree with that.
No, I think
don't think-
talent-wise,
I don't think-
he has the talent.
I agree with that 1,000%.
Physical-wise.
I think
Physical-wise.
talent-wise,
Yeah.
he's better than Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Off
Yes,
of raw
I would
talent,
say so, too.
Absolutely.
I think he is a better quarterback than Justin Fields. Out of quarterback awareness-wise, I think he's a safer pick than Jameis, which isn't saying much. But that's why I put him a spot above Jameis Winston. Because Jameis Winston could very easily go out there for the Saints this year and throw 30 more picks. We can't forget that. Trey Lance is going to take risks because he's young.
That was with Sean Payton with a good coach.
Right.
I mean, fuck, man. You're coming in,
yeah.
new system, new coach. That scares the living shit out of me with him.
Right. So I would take Trey Lance above him. Carson Wentz is horrible, in my
I think
opinion.
he could
man.
be he could be 32
Hold on.
in my opinion.
This guy had a Super Bowl caliber team, dude. Super Bowl caliber
We're back
team.
to this.
Who?
And threw 30 picks. Winston.
Jameis Winston. Yes.
With
I
Tampa.
agree.
Oh, okay.
I agree with Tampa.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Yes.
the next
talking
year
about
they go to the
Carson
Super
Wentz.
Bowl.
Right.
What?
Jameis Winston. The thing is about
That's with
Jameis.
Bruce Arians.
Right. The thing is about Jameis and why I have him at 24 is because if he throws 30 picks, he'll probably throw 30 touchdowns. And they'll probably finish just under 500. Like, he'll be atrocious, but at the same time, he'll have 1 week where he throws 5 picks and 105 yards, and next week go out and throw for 404. Like, you have to respect him. I respect Trey Lance a little bit more than that because I think he'll have the consistency. At the same time, Garoppolo could be the week 1 starter, and this will change up. And I think if Garoppolo was the starter, I'd have San Francisco's quarterback.
Obviously, he's not going to be there.
In a little
They
different
told
spot.
him, go
They
ahead.
would be way higher.
The team
Yeah.
told Garoppolo's agent to go ahead and look for a trade.
Out of this bottom half, do you have any problems with it? Because I got a lot of shade about this bottom half.
No. Zach Wilson, I feel like could be a little bit higher.
But
Just
Zach Wilson,
like in front of Carson Wentz,
Listen to me,
25.
Zach, listen,
rather than
they got to
27.
play
He's
on a
definitely
fucking
above.
team.
He's above Baker Mayfield.
Zach
Listen to me.
Wilson
He's going to play on a team that won fucking 3 games last year.
Baker Mayfield has showed us something before to not be in the absolute bottom of the
Absolutely.
barrel.
But is he even the starter?
Baker Mayfield?
Yeah.
They don't make that trade if he's not going to start. Period. I'm a believer in that. If it's Sam Darnold, then Baker is complete trash. And if it was
If
Sam
Darnold beats
Darnold,
him out, that tells you where Mayfield's at.
Yeah.
right. If it was Sam Darnold, I think he'd still be in the same spot. I'm not going to lie. Maybe I put Zach Wilson in front of him if it's Sam Darnold. But I don't think, if we go off of, again, Zach Wilson won 3 games last year.
Yeah.
The only
But a better
one
team
that I was really conflicted
year.
on was Mariota because I thought I might be able to bump Mariota up a little bit.
Well, look at, I mean,
But until I see him win games, I'm going to keep him at 28, and that's where he is. Period.
I think you're spot
I
on with
think
Jared
Trevor.
Goff.
I think you had Trevor Lawrence a little high. I really do.
Go back to that one.
I think you had him a little bit high.
Yes,
I-
this is.
In my opinion, listen, you got a fucking team that won 1 game last year.
I'm aware.
I mean, I don't see them going off on this fucking spree that's going to go from worst to first. I just don't see it. I think too much
you
shit happened
yourself
there.
on this show quoted, I can
on.
quote you, and we can go back and find it, said that you thought Jacksonville had the potential to go from worst to first. You said
They
that.
have the potential and they play in a weaker division.
Correct.
They have it. I just don't see a team that was in as much disarray last year going to put it together in one season. I just don't see it.
But what's putting it together for you?
Well, putting
Him
it
being
together
the
is
19th
you got
best
a brand new
quarterback.
fucking coaching staff. You got guys that haven't even played yet. I just don't see it happening.
Okay,
not
but
this year.
what's-
I just don't see it
But
happening.
him being at 19, what's the
I
expectation?
just think it's a little high for him. That's all I'm saying.
So you'd put him
You're
behind.
gonna have Zach Wilson down where he's at.
We got a lot of
and
feedback
they had
saying
a
he should
fucking
be
better
way higher.
draft than they did.
So you'd put Trevor Lawrence behind Mac.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, would you put Trevor Lawrence behind Goff?
Behind Jared Goff?
Yep.
They could fight
Yeah,
for that spot.
yeah, I would.
Would you put
Yeah, I
Trevor
would,
Lawrence?
'cause the Lions were more successful than they were.
Would you put Trevor Lawrence behind Justin Fields?
No,
I'm not a Justin Fields
No.
guy.
Would you
No.
put him behind him?
no.
No.
So essentially, you'd move Mac up to 19
Yes.
and Goff up to 20.
Yes.
I think
I'm
I'm
just
gonna.
saying.
I'm
You could.
going to be
You could.
brutally
Just saying
honest
that's
with you.
my opinion. I think Jared Goff is going to be very serviceable this year. Very serviceable.
Let's fucking
He'll
hope.
have a lot of little weapons to play with. He'll actually have an offense this year where they did not have one last
Do
year.
people
correct,
forget that
correct.
Trevor Lawrence came out of college as a Heisman winner, a national champion, a phenom,
Totally
the highest touted quarterback
get
to
it.
come out in years?
I'm just
Yes,
telling
and
you.
even with the
this.
dysfunction of the team last year, he
Yes.
could have done better.
Got stuck in a situation where Urban Meyer was literally the Saddam Hussein of the football world.
Yeah, but when you're on the field, it's
Marvin
fuck that
Jones was
motherfucker.
his number
I'm going to
one
do my
receiver.
job. At the end of the day, it's I'm going to do my job, whether my coach is an asshole or not. And he didn't perform.
It's well
guess
documented.
what?
It's well
Guess what?
documented.
That's happened in Detroit, too.
It's right. And it's well documented the issues that went on in Jacksonville last year.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I
I'm
just don't
sorry.
think that the transition for them, and I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think that transition from last year to this year, it's going to take more time for them to.
You
come
don't think
together
they're a 6-win
as
team?
a team? Maybe.
Especially their defense. too.
Well, their defense lost some fucking pieces then that I didn't like.
But they replaced a lot of guys.
I don't like them losing Miles Jack.
Hold on.
I don't either.
Every
Pittsburgh-
week leading up to
Pittsburgh
this
defense
week,
getting
you've had a
Miles
hard
Jack,
on.
I was fucking pissed. I wanted Detroit to go after Miles Jack, and they didn't.
Hold on.
fucking-
Every week leading up to right now, he's had a hard on for Jacksonville.
Who?
I know.
You.
I know.
What are you talking
All you talk about is how much you love what they've done
Listen
in
to
the
me.
offseason.
I'm going to be honest with you, dude. I wasn't crazy about all the signings with the receivers. Other than Christian Kirk, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. And it's not them that
I'm dumb.
I have the hard on for.
I
Yeah, that's because you're an idiot and don't listen to the fucking show like you're supposed to. There's only one team that I fucking like coming up this year. One. You want me to tell you which one it is? You want to tell me?
it was between the
Philadelphia Eagles.
Thank
it
you.
was between the three green teams that are out there.
The
The
Eagles,
Jets,
asshole.
the Eagles,
The Eagles.
and
The Eagles.
fucking
You'll see it week
Jacksonville.
one
So-
when they fucking smashed the Lions week one.
I agree with that. I think Jalen Hurts is going to finish the year higher than I have him right now. But
I
I
do
thought
too.
that was a good spot for him to start off. I will say this though, in Bruce's defense, a couple weeks ago on this show,
I like Travis Etienne. You need to fucking stop. I wasn't crazy about the receivers. I wasn't.
I'm aware.
And I told you that.
on this show
Go ahead.
said
Go ahead.
Jacksonville has the potential to go from
They
worst
have
to
potential
first.
to do that. The problem is, will it gel in 1 year? I doubt it. I really doubt it.
I doubt it as well. I don't think they'll finish in first in their division, but I think Jacksonville's an 8-9 win team.
On
as
paper,
I do the Patriots.
on paper,
and
they have a very, very nice squad. On paper. But you got to put that shit together. Guess what? On paper, who's had better teams than the Dallas Cowboys in the past 15 years
Nobody.
on paper?
But I mean, we saw it
On
out of
paper.
We saw it out of Cincinnati last year. And I'm not saying Jacksonville's going to be in the Super Bowl. Don't get me wrong, but we're in a day and age now where a team can go from 1 wins to 8 or 9 very quick. That's all I'm going to say.
That's a good thing, not bad.
I agree, 1,000%.
That's a good-
Miami did it. So I mean,
How are we on time?
hour 3.
Yeah, but you got to see what's going to happen with Miami too, dude.
Yeah, but Miami's
Is it
only
going to take
gotten-
time
they've
for
only
them
gotten
guys to
better.
gel? You know what scares me is when you're fucking you're starting training camp here, and these workouts were going on for about a month now. That these teams were doing these little off-season programs, and this guy couldn't find his fucking receivers. That scares me.
Who?
Tua.
Well, again, we got to figure out how much of that is still smoke and mirrors.
True. Because every year in the mountains of where was it? When Julian Edelman used to
Yeah.
go up into the mountains of
Yeah.
San Bernardino or wherever
Exactly.
the fuck they were.
Yeah, and him and Brady would go to their private
Yeah,
camp.
they're over there fucking up there for fucking 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Doing nothing but throwing and catching footballs.
Yep.
But you got a guy based in Miami, got fucking receivers there, and he can't fucking catch these guys.
I don't.
They're outrunning his passes.
I'm
That's
having
not
a
good.
really hard time.
That
buying
scares
that.
me.
I-
Because he's accurate, and I know Tua is an
Right.
accurate guy.
and hopefully he's healthy.
Tariq said he was going to start. What is it? He said he was going to start living with him,
Yeah.
Yeah.
taking care of
And-
his every
Anyway.
step, and like
Yeah,
He
anyway.
said
Getting a rapport
Tariq
with
Hill
him.
said that
Still butthurt 'cause
there
he
was
didn't get the
no
fucking-
drop off between Mahomes and Tua. He said it.
I don't believe that.
I don't
for
believe it
absolutely
either,
one
but I don't
second.
believe that
no,
Tua.
he's just trying
Okay.
to boost, his quarterback. a
Of
little
course
bit.
he is.
Yeah.
What do you think he's going to come out and tell the truth?
Let's
With
change
every
gears.
lie, there's still some truth. So.
So those were our quarterback power rankings. We dissected them a little bit for you. Go check them out. They're on our Instagram at tipballs. Drop us a comment what you think we did wrong, or again, they're going to change weekly throughout the year. So just keep an eye on that. We were going to talk about some fantasy running backs today, but we're not going to. We're going to play Jeopardy. because everybody loves a good game.
Christ.
And guess what?
I got to rock a piss like a racehorse.
We played this or that a couple weeks back. You need to rock a piss, go ahead. I'll chat for a second. But let's make it speedy. Bruce is going to rock a piss. We played this or that last week, or not last week, a couple weeks ago. And it was everybody loved it. So I want to play Jeopardy today. And we're gonna have a second show this week that'll come out a week from today. So you hear the one that we're gonna record Friday, Monday. Just to update you guys on what's going on at camp and talk a little bit about fantasy backs.
What do you mean Friday?
We're recording 2 shows this week
Why?
because we're in camp.
Okay.
So,
Friday we got to go early.
we're going at 8 a.m.
8 a.m.
8 a.m. Because I'm going up north that afternoon, so we're going to go really early.
What the fuck?
But real quick, I just want to touch on something that we missed. Russell Wilson. What are we going to make of this guy this year? Because I personally think Russell Wilson is top 5 talent. He's on a new team, in a new division, a really hard new division, with a great core of receivers. And they're all so talented that we don't know where they're going to fall in line. What expectations do you have for Russ this year?
Well, he needs to at least put it together to where he's got to be consistent. That's the thing. Got to be consistent. I mean, for all these years, he's had Tyler Lockett to kind of fucking beat a guy. Who's going to be his Tyler Lockett? It's going to be Judy. You know, it's going to be Sutton.
I think that'll be a really
got to find a guy that he trusts.
There were some people who commented on there saying that Russ at 8 was too high.
Oh, I don't think it's too high. I don't think that's too high at all. In fact, when he's on, he's higher than that.
Let's get into our game of Jeopardy.
It's because their ratings are in the toilet. That's why.
So I have 6 questions here. I'm going to start with Bruce. Bruce has a chance to get the first answer. If he fucks up, you can steal it. Are you ready?
Yep.
Are you ready?
I guess I'm terrible at this.
And you'll answer, obviously, in Jeopardy style with who is.
Okay.
You're going to give me like, who is. Okay? Are you ready? I can hear the music just in my head. This AFC East quarterback had 5 more interceptions and a QBR 10 points lower than Dak Prescott last year. Do you need it again?
Yeah, give it to me again.
This AFC East. So you know which teams are in the AFC East, right?
Yeah.
This AFC East quarterback had 5 more interceptions and a QBR 10 points lower than Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott last year.
This shows how much he pays attention to the show.
Time's running out. You got 5 seconds.
I don't fucking know.
You want to make a guess?
AFC East. Why am I thinking of I don't know.
Okay, moving on.
I got
this
Anyway,
AFC
this
East,
asshole, it's Josh Allen.
There we
because
go.
We just fucking
We
talked
did.
about it. You're
just
so
talked
beat,
about
dude.
this?
That just tells you how much you pay attention.
Oh, that's a point for
Shit
Uncle
bag.
Sam. It is indeed Josh Allen.
Listen, your brain's shrinking, all right? I don't-
Okay.
Is it? At least
Yeah.
I have one. Keep smoking dope fucking high on.
All right, are you ready?
Yes.
Playing in only 10 games last season, this AFC West running back averaged the same amounts of yards per carry as Javonte Williams at 4.3 and matched his rushing touchdown total at 4 in 7 less games.
The kid for San Francisco. Elijah.
Hold on. This AFC West
Oh, hey.
running back
I
averaged
thought you
the
said
same
NFC.
amount of yards per carry as Javonte Williams at 4.3 and matched his rushing touchdown total at 4 in 7 less games.
My dog there in not San Diego, Los Angeles Chargers. Eckler.
That's incorrect. Bruce, would you like to steal?
Really?
I was thinking Eckler too. Fuck.
Any second guesses here? This one's going to surprise the shit out of you guys.
Don't even tell me it's fucking Jacobs.
It is Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Really?
He had
I did not know that.
Same amount of yards per carry as Javonte Williams and matched his touchdown total in 7 less games at 4.
So why do they keep trying to replace him?
I don't know. I'm
He can't stay healthy
looking
either.
at it.
He's hurt.
He averages 4.4 yards per carry and had the same amount. Javonte Williams only had 4 touchdowns, rushing touchdowns last year. Yet
Yeah, but Javonte Williams was split carrying with Gordon.
That's true.
So that's
let's-
irrelevant.
Let's stop. One has an ADP of 12. One has an ADP of 50.
Right.
Are we overvaluing Javonte Williams here?
No, I don't think so because I think he's the guy this year.
Are we undervaluing Edwards-Helaire? Or is the injuries just too much?
Well, if you remember when the season started last year, Melvin Gordon was the fucking guy there.
Absolutely he was.
When the season started, by the end of the season, it was Williams.
I'm not going to lie to you, though. I am worried about Javonte Williams' touchdown numbers.
Okay.
It makes me hesitate a little bit on him at the beginning of that second round now.
I wouldn't.
With
but
only
go
having
ahead.
4 rushing touchdowns last year. And Melvin Gordon still being there.
Yeah.
They might continue to use Melvin Gordon as a battering ram at the goal line. And Javonte Williams' red zone numbers might suffer for that. But go with what you know. But yeah, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, same yards per carry and the same amount of touchdowns last year. All right, Bruce, are you ready?
Hit me.
This NFC West wide receiver had only 50 less yards and 2 less receiving touchdowns than the Bills' highly touted Stephon Diggs last year.
Read it again.
This NFC West receiver had only 50 less yards and 2 less receiving touchdowns than the highly touted Stephon Diggs last year.
Well, it can't be Cooper Kupp. Or not. Yeah, it can't be Cooper.
Well, due to the fact that Cooper Kupp led the league in receiving yards,
yeah.
he didn't have less yards than anyone.
Oh, I thought it was Adams that led.
Jesus, Mother Teresa.
DeAndre Hopkins?
No. But decent response. He was hurt.
It's my
Uncle
turn.
Sam. This
Deebo
NFC
Samuel.
West receiver. What?
Who is Deebo Samuel?
Incorrect.
Really?
Would anybody like one more shot at it? One more time. This NFC West receiver had only 50 less yards and 2 less receiving touchdowns than the highly touted Stephon Diggs. Would you guys like another hint?
Metcalf?
Close.
Lockett?
Tyler Lockett.
Lockett.
Oh.
Again, that one really blew me away.
Lockett's always near.
Lockett,
the top,
ADP of 55. Stephon Diggs, ADP of 9.
Yeah.
50 less yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
All that is 17 points on the year.
Oh, yeah.
Moving on. With exactly, so hold on.
He's up.
He's got 1 point. You're up.
Yeah.
With exactly 97 less yards, this NFC South receiver more than doubled Chargers' Mike Williams receiving touchdowns at 6.
Doubled Mike Williams's?
Mm-hmm.
NFC. What was it? AFC?
Hold on. With exactly 97 less yards, this NFC South wide receiver more than doubled Chargers' Mike Williams receiving touchdowns. And all Mike Williams had was 6. NFC South. I'm going to be disappointed in you if you don't get this one. I'm not going to lie.
NFC South.
It's right there. I think I know.
Oh, it's fucking what's his name? Big kid.
Big kid.
The big kid for the Buccaneers.
Come on. I need a name.
Fuck.
I need a name.
Who is
3,
who is
2,
Shut
1.
the
Bruce,
fuck
would you like to steal?
Who is Mike Evans?
It's Mike Evans.
Fuck you. I
1-1.
I was drawing a blank.
Big
Fuck you.
kid.
Whatever.
All right. Bruce. Bruce has a chance to take the lead here.
Whatever.
This AFC South.
I had it right, asshole.
I don't know who
Big
this
couldn't-
big
yeah,
kid
you
is.
You
This
can't.
big.
You gotta.
Who else is the
no,
big
hold on.
receiver for the
He's not saying
Buccaneers?
who is.
Yeah, you got to say who is.
Whatever. You
All
didn't
right,
say
we gotta play
Bruce.
by the
Are
rules.
you ready to take the lead? This AFC South quarterback had 7 rushing touchdowns last season.
Quarterback. How many do you have?
7. By the way, your little list here ain't right, bud.
No, I know because it hasn't changed over. It's like in the old one.
Jesus, Mother Teresa.
Is this one right?
Yes.
Yeah. Repeat the question now again. I'm sorry.
This AFC South quarterback had 7 rushing touchdowns last season.
Who's that fucking cat and fucking? Well, I can't remember his name. Is it who is Ryan Tannehill?
Very good. Wow. Oh, my goodness. Bruce with the lead. Ryan Tannehill. Wow. Okay.
Who is suck a dick?
With 2 questions left,
Go ahead.
you need to get both of these to win.
Yeah, okay.
Who is Dick Butkus?
This AFC North wide receiver had 161 less receiving yards and 3 more receiving touchdowns than the Vikings' Justin Jefferson.
Say that one more time.
This AFC North wide receiver had just 161 less receiving yards, but 3 more receiving touchdowns than Justin Jefferson.
Who is Devontae Adams?
Okay, I'm just going to pretend you didn't say that and do this again. This AFC North wide
You
receiver.
said NFC.
I
North.
said
No, you
AFC
said
multiple times.
Oh,
This AFC North wide receiver had one.
Jamar Chase.
Will you say it properly for me, please?
Who is Jamar Chase?
Very good. There's a point.
Yourself.
There's a point. Now, Bruce could win the title here.
Go ahead, Bruce.
It's 2-2.
Yeah, you probably gave me answers already.
Oh, no, I
He
didn't.
doesn't sound fucking illiterate.
This 49er scored the same number of rushing touchdowns, 8, as Nick Chubb.
Did you give me a position or no? You just
I
said.
said his name earlier.
This 49er scored the same number of rushing touchdowns, 8, as Nick Chubb.
Who is Deebo Samuel?
Very good. Bruce wins the trophy.
Go
Bruce
fuck-
is more knowledgeable than anybody else.
Assholes.
Hold on. You want one
That
more?
one was quite easy.
No,
You don't want
because
one
you
more?
already know I already won the fucking Mike Evans one.
You didn't, though.
I said the big kid from the Buccaneers. Who else is 6'5" on the Buccaneers?
Okay.
You gotta know
You
his
gotta
name.
know the
Suck a
name.
dick. I know.
You gotta know
You
the
gotta
name.
know the name.
You gotta know the name. You know what? We'll go for one more. You want one more?
No,
Why? A bonus
I
round.
don't. Give it to Bruce. He needs
Bruce.
something.
Bruce, you want the title? Bruce wins the title. Again, Bruce proves in another game that he is indeed the better football mind here.
Talk all the shit you want.
Bruce is smarter.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, so we're going to come to you guys again
you in the
one more
rear view.
time. We'll have an episode out for you early next week after everybody gets started with training camp. We hope you enjoyed the show. Get ready. Listen, if you're a real football fan, you'll be out at a training camp. Here in Detroit, they got open camp for 2 weeks straight. Go out, do the research, find your team, go out there, figure out who the new guys are going to be this year on the block. Check out, who looks like they're in shape, who's performing well, who the quarterback's throwing the ball to. Check it all out. It's a lot of fun. Stay up to date with us on Instagram and Twitter at TipBalls on both. We post all the news happening every day there. We also have our polls, our games, everything that you want to see is on Instagram. Also, follow our TikTok at TipBalls Podcast. Make sure to like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So if you're listening, you can watch because Mike Mullins put some great graphics in there and does some stuff that Bruce doesn't know how to do. But Bruce is getting good at the Instagram. I will give him that.
Infographics.
Infographics. Anything to add before we end?
God bless Mac Jones.
Thank you guys so much for listening. You'll hear from us later
perfect?
in the week.
God bless the Yankees.